Jarvis gas mines.
Destroy them. Somebody save me!
Jarvis precision strike.
Super.
Jarvis, I need a 500.
Light them up, sir.
Jarvis jammer.
Activating jammer bypass.
Jarvis orbital 380.
Here you are, sir.
Jarvis code.
Say when, sir.
Now.
A moment, sir.
Jarvis handing my O.R.C.A and a warp pack.
Locked and loaded, sir.
Alright, hello everyone. So I finally got around to finishing up the first public version of Jarvis. So I'll show you guys how to go about installing that here, and then also hopefully give you guys any other bits of information that you need to get it up and running so you can test it out yourself. Now I don't expect a ton of people to download this immediately, so if you do run into any issues or bugs, I should be pretty reachable. You can comment here, you can private message me on Reddit or on Instagram. I'll try to remember to leave those somewhere in the video. And yeah, I'm always happy to talk about this little side project that I got going on, so feel free to send me any of your comments or questions or concerns or anything like that. And I do have plans for potential additional features, as well as other like changes, you know, like customization changes and whatnot. So this isn't the final version of the project, but one of the main goals with this first public release is just seeing if I can take my side project and turn it into something that other people can download and have all the features work for other people as well. So it's worked for 2 of my testers over on Instagram and Reddit. Shout out to you guys. So I'm hopeful that it'll work for more people, but I'm sure there'll still be some issues. So let me know what you guys find, and yeah, let's get into installing it. Okay, so to download Jarvis, you're just going to head over to the GitHub. The link will be in the description or in the comments or something. And if you already know how to use GitHub, you can just git clone, as you probably normally do. If you're not familiar with GitHub, that's okay. Just make sure that in the upper left over here that you're under test release 1. It should be like that, but just double check. And then come over here to the green code box and just download the zip here. And then you can extract it using something like WinRAR or 7-zip. And after you do that, you should have this main folder, Helldivers 2, Jarvis Public, Test Release 1. And you should have all these files and folders except for this main Jarvis file and the model cache folder. And to get those, you're going to come back to the GitHub. You're going to go over to releases on the right and current version. Go ahead and click on that. And then here you're just going to download the jarvis.exe and the model cache.zip. And you need to extract this, again, using WinRAR or 7-zip or something like that. And just put them in the same main folder, like this. So then, once you have everything downloaded, there is this Jarvis commands guide, but I will say it's a little outdated and incomplete at the time of making this video, so hopefully there's a more updated version once this video actually is done, and that should give you like a more complete guide as to like what commands are in Jarvis so far. But I'll try and give you a good overview in this video. So yeah, so what you're actually going to run is this Jarvis GUI that says run this. And when you run this for the first time, you're probably going to get like a Windows Defender notification or pop-up. The only thing I can say there is I'm not trying to hack your computer or something. It's just, you know, for the first time when you try and run it, it's not recognized. So if you believe and trust me, just run it. It's okay, I promise. You're just going to get this GUI here. And yeah, so I'm calling it O.R.C.A because Jarvis is, well, it's not really just Jarvis. You'll see in a minute that you can add your own audio profiles in there, so better name was needed. And yeah, let me know what you guys think of this GUI. I've never really made something like this before, so this is what I could conjure up at the moment. Diving into it, we got basic start, stop, and restart buttons. I'll go ahead and start it here. It might take a few seconds, especially on the first time that you run it. But you can see any outputs in this terminal here. So if you get like any weird error messages or something, if it doesn't work, you can probably just copy and paste whatever you see in here and I can try and debug it. If you hear the sound, it's usually a good sign.
Online, sir.
All right, so should be all good. You can give it a test. Jarvis, are you there?
Standing by, sir. Time to spread some democracy.
All right, yay. So after that, whenever you're done using it, just turn
Powering
it
down,
off.
sir.
If you exit this without turning it off, it should stop any Jarvis sessions that are running. And then restart just literally does stop and then start again. So should be all good there. So then next, coming over to this config tab over here, this is where the current customization settings live. Again, I do plan to add more customization and hopefully better customization in the future, but this is what I got at the moment. So what you can change is the audio profile that you use. By default, it'll come with Friday and Jarvis, but you can also add your own audio profiles. It's a little boof the way you do it at the moment, but you're going to go to the main project folder that you got from GitHub, and then you're going to go to the audio replies folder, and you'll see Friday and Jarvis. These two are just basically copies of one another. So you can copy either one of these, rename it whatever you want, and then you just have to change the actual MP3s that are in each subfolder. You can listen to them to get a sense of like what kinds of replies go in there, but I also tried to name them things that are hopefully semi-helpful. So yeah, there's that. And then for the cooldown audio, I'll say that I haven't put in the multiple audio profiles yet. So this is all Jarvis by default, because the project kind of started as just being Jarvis. The personalized audio profiles was kind of a more recent addition. So if you want to change these, you can, but there's no multiple audio profiles. So it might be a little annoying to change these back and forth if you're using different audio profiles each time. So that's what I mean by it's a little boof right now to change the audio profile. It can be done, but hopefully in the future it'll be easier. So then coming back to the GUI here, you can also change the wake word that you use. Now this is kind of subjective to the voice detection model, because if you pick like a hard to spell word or like I don't know, like an obscure word or something, the voice detection model might not get it. You can actually test it though. If you go to the GitHub here, you can download testvoicerecognition.exe. This is just the voice detection model without any of the other like Jarvis features. So this will just record your voice, and then it'll print out what it thinks you said with the spelling and everything, so you can see if it misspelled things or if it's just not working at all. If it does misspell words, you can let me know which words it often misspells, and I'll add that in next time I train the model. So yeah, so there's that. And then the microphone here, I always have it as my default device because I only have one mic, like one input for that. But one of my testers had multiple of them, so you should be able to choose that here. The voice volume here is the voice of like your actual like audio replies. So I haven't had to change this from 100, but just I don't know, maybe it's too loud and you want to turn it down. So there's that. And then for the control bindings here, you just need to register a few keys that you use in game. And when you do this, you can just set the input, and then you can like click whatever mouse button or keyboard button that you use. If there's a button that it doesn't register for some reason, let me know. But this should do at least like most of the like common keyboard and mouse keys. So yeah, there's that. And then for the input timing here, if you hover over them, it'll tell you a little description about what these do. They should be okay where they are here. I actually added these because I let this project sit for a few months, and I went through like several like Helldivers 2 updates, and there were updates that would kind of like I don't know if it was just me or the actual game, but it would seemingly like break Jarvis. Like some of the inputs would mess up or would like miss an error or something, despite me like not changing anything in the code. And then like another update would come out, or like a little patch would come out, and then Jarvis would work fine. So I added these just to maybe get around those times, and it did help sometimes. So you shouldn't have to change these, but they're there in case, in case you do, and in case it helps. And then moving on, we have the cooldown timers here. I would actually recommend that you turn all of these off, at least the first time that you try Jarvis. just to like try to reduce the amount of things that could go wrong. If you have like timers that are, you know, mistimed or don't work properly, and you get these like random cooldown reminders when you're like on your ship or something, it can be kind of annoying. Or you might just not want these at all, even if they do work. So I would just recommend turning them off by default, and then, you know, if everything else seems to work and you're like, oh, let me explore a little, go for it, try it. Let me know what you think. Let me know if they work. The ship upgrades here, these are just for the cooldown timers. So I haven't actually had a good way to like test these, except I just like, you know, print out the timers and whatnot. But these, it should be like if you don't select one, it means that you don't have it. So it should automatically calculate the time for you. And then if you use the cooldown timers, it should correctly apply the time. So let me know if this does work, if you don't have all of them. But I do have all of them, so I can't really go backwards. But yeah, let me know. And then these down here, these are very optional. I don't think you should need these, but these are for keys that basically cancel your character holding a stratagem. And what I mean by that is, like, if your character's holding a stratagem and you press like WASD on keyboard to move around, your character still holds the stratagem in their hand, right? But if you press any of these keys, like if you open the stratagem menu or if you switch to any of your weapons, then your character puts the stratagem away and you have to enter it in again. So this is just for any keys that I forgot about that you press that also do that, that also put away the stratagem. You can do the same capture key here for your keyboard and mouse. So yeah, that's the customization that's available at the moment. Yeah, moving on. Alright, so if you want to use the computer vision stuff, like the jammer bypass and the arrow detection, you gotta set it up a little bit first. So actually, before we do that, one thing that I learned from my testers, I don't think I changed this from the default value, but this has to be at 0.9. I think he had it at like 1, and it kind of messed up the computer vision stuff, so leave this at 0.9. If for some reason there's a bunch of people that are like, oh, it doesn't work because I'm using different settings here, then I'll look into it. But yeah, it's not like super high priority right now for me. Same thing with the curved HUD. I don't think it'll work with the curved HUD because it changes the way things kind of look. But give it a try. Let me know. Again, if it's a huge issue, then I'll look into it. But lower priority. Okay, so to set it up, at least for the jammer bypass, you're just going to open up your menu, and then you're going to say, Jarvis, calibrate upper left.
Coming right up, sir.
And then you should get a window that looks like this. You might have to like Alt-Tab to get to it. When you get this, don't have it like right over your screen like this, because there's like 2 additional steps where it's going to capture this again. So if you have this like this or something, it'll get a really weird picture. So just have this in the middle. All you really need is this area here anyways. And all you got to do here is just drag this so it matches just the entire menu. You can give it 1 extra down here if you want, just in case you have like a free stratagem or something. But this could also introduce some more artifacts that might mess it up. It should do okay, but yeah, I've had it both like this and like this. But basically, at the very least, just try and get just the menu like that, and then press K to save. The next part here, same thing, but you're just gonna do only the icons here. Again, you can give it like a little bit of extra room if you give it an extra row here. Press K to save again, and then the last step usually takes a few seconds to pop up. It's doing some stuff. And then once you're here, this one I would give it more room on the right in case you have those like longer stratagems. And then, but yeah, you should be able to choose any one of these just as like a reference, and then press K again. And then you have to restart Jarvis, so the changes don't go into effect like right now. You have to restart it and do it, but then after you start it up again, you should be able to do Jarvis Jammer.
Let me assist you, sir.
Jarvis, give me a 500.
Support inbound, sir.
Voila. Jarvis Napalm Barrage.
Ready to deploy, sir.
I guess it's kind of hard to tell if it's actually doing the arrow detection because there's no jammer, but this is the way to test it because it's you know, it does use it if you believe it or not. And then to turn it off, Jarvis Jammer destroyed.
Deactivating signal bypass.
There you go. For the center of the screen, for the arrow detection, like for the terminals, it's the same thing. You're just going to say Jarvis calibrate center.
With pleasure, sir.
You get the same pop-up here. This one you can take up the whole screen if you want, because there's only one step. Sorry, that's kind of annoying in the background, I guess, but you'll notice that this area is like way bigger than an actual terminal is on screen. I give it a little extra room on the edges. I'm still working on how to, do this a little better. For like the super long stratagem codes, or like the terminal codes, like the ones that are like 12 arrows long or whatever, I don't know if it'll work with that. I haven't really tried it, honestly. But for all the other ones, it should work. But it might take you a little testing to get this, tuned to your screen or whatever. But, you can just look at a terminal and then do the calibration, see where the box is, and see if the arrows are in it. Again, just give it a little more room on either edge. That way, you try to make sure that you always get it. But yeah, and then same thing, just restart Jarvis and the changes should take effect. So let me know if you guys have any issues with that. And yeah, moving on. Alright, so just a few basic functions or little mini guide as to what you can do with Jarvis. You have your basic just single commands, so like Jarvis, I need a 500.
A moment, sir.
There you go, right? It's usually just your wake word followed by some form of like, I need this, give me this, something like that. I tried to make it, like general phrases. There's multiple phrases usually for each command. So hopefully something that you're thinking of or that you would normally say to call in a 500 kg, for example, is in there. Let me know if there's phrases that you often say that aren't in there. But yeah, so you have that, and then there's also, you can do combo commands, so it's up to 2. But you would just say like, Jarvis, I need a warp pack and an arc door.
Locked and loaded,
It'll
sir.
do one, it'll wait for you to, or it should wait for you to throw it. And then it'll do the second one. Note that for like the cooldown timers, if you do decide to use those, it does kind of depend on like how far you throw it. There's some stuff in there that tries to do some intuitive delay setting and whatnot. It's still pretty jank. So if you throw your stratagem like off a cliff or something, it's probably going to be mistimed, unfortunately. If that is the case, though, if you're not happy with the cooldown timers, you're like, okay, like I already know they're messed up. You can just say Jarvis reset.
Cooldown timers reset, sir.
And that will just clear any active timers that are going. So yeah, there's that. And then just as an example for the computer vision stuff, for something like this, if you want to see if like your calibration is good, you can just look at it and then Jarvis calibrate center.
Precision strike
As you
ready,
wish,
sir.
Thank you for letting me know that the precision strike is ready on time. But see, so here you can see like, okay, good. It got all the arrows in here. It got a little bit of this stuff out here. That's okay. It should be able to still get it. We'll see in a minute, I guess. But yeah, try, like, ideally you just want to get the arrows, but it's a little, again, it's a little jank the way I do it right now. So this is okay at the moment. So then to actually like do the arrow detection, you're first gonna say your wake word and then code, and that puts it kind of like in like ready to do this type of stuff. And then you're gonna say now. There is like I think it's like a 7 or 10 second window for you to say that, for you to say now in order for it to do it. And if you don't, it'll just go back to listening for your commands. So it'd be something like Jarvis code.
Right away, sir.
Now.
Ready to deploy, sir.
Like that, basically. And yeah, so that's how that works. Now, when you do this like computer vision stuff, is like a little bit of timing that's involved with it. It's really more helpful when you can't see the terminal running up. Like if you're back here and you're running up and you already see the arrow combo, it's probably faster for you to just click that and then type it in yourself, right? But if you're like running up from behind over here and you don't know what the arrow combo is, you could say, you could activate code as you're running up, and then you enter, and then you say now, and hopefully it just boom right there before you fully have time to realize what the arrow combo is. So yeah, so not useful in like every scenario, but definitely something cool to play around with. So then here, just another example for the center terminal. Go like this. Jarvis calibrate center.
With pleasure, sir.
Let's see. Nice, got it. So, and then again, Jarvis code.
Right away, sir.
Now.
Here you are, sir.
So yeah, I think that's about it in terms of how to download Jarvis and how to use it, at least at the moment. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks to all you guys who have been watching the other videos and commenting, or just send me some suggestions or questions or whatnot. I love all the interactions. And also thank you to my tester on Instagram and my tester on Reddit. Hopefully, I know not all of the issues are probably worked out, but hopefully some of the more obvious issues are already fixed, thanks to them letting me know that they ran into those issues. So thank you to you guys, and yeah, I'll catch you guys hopefully in the next update for this project.